What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Buhle Mbola, launching your careers in Ngelosi. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel because it's the right thing to do. Share it with your friends so that you don't come alone. Now, in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about schooling in Korea. Initially, wanted to talk about the differences between schooling in Korea versus in South Africa. And then I figured that I might generalize too much and end up mixing things or end up getting things wrong or being incorrect. So I didn't want to do that anymore. I just want to focus on my school so that you get a picture or an idea of what it's like schooling in Korea and even teaching in Korea. The sad thing is I shot footage around my class because I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about. So the things that I'm going to talk about in this video, I wanted to show footage of that so that you guys would get a clear picture. So my mentor teacher saw me doing that because this was between break. She walked in on me doing that. She asked me what it was for. I told her it was for this video and she said, okay, I prefer you didn't do that. And Nami, I realized that I shouldn't have done that. I should have asked for permission because Koreans are very private. So yeah, that's the sad thing, that I can't show you guys the footage of the things that I'm going to be talking about on this video, but I'll try to paint the picture as clear as I can. So bear with me if I'm not so good. I have a list of things that I wrote down. I didn't quite organize them, but I'll try to keep them in different sections. So just catch up and follow. Right, the first thing that I want to talk about is the school's resources. The school is extremely well resourced, and this is something that I knew about before I came here because I had a conversation with Cliff from Goki, which you guys might know. And he told me that although I'll be placed in in a rural area, the school is very resourced. Like the schools are very resourced, way better or way more than our best private schools in South Africa. So that's something that's really cool, but it makes sense. So the Korean education department really invests, so they really understand the concept of kids being the future of the country, and they make sure to invest, and you'll come to find out why I say this in this video. So the school is extremely well resourced. They have our school has a dentist room. So, and we have dentist room, and we have 2 dentists that come in. I don't know how often they come in, but we have 2 and they rotate. They come in, and perhaps in the first lesson they'll check dental health of maybe grade 1, class 1. So they will do that. I don't know how often, but they do check on the kids' dental health pretty often. So that's one investment that they make on the kids, which I think is something that's really dope. It's really cool. And then we also have a nurse, which might be common. We had nurses even in South Africa as well. They would come in, but they didn't necessarily have a room. You see, this is what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to compare, but I'm doing it anyway. So just let me, guys, allow me. So we have a nurse, one nurse that is based in the school, and we have like a proper, I don't know, I'm gonna say maybe a clinic room, and then we have a bed, like it's a proper setup. We have a beds for kids that may be sick, medication, but like it's not a hospital, it's a clinic. So I think we're still very well resourced. The nurse is there all the time, and she can see the kids any day that they are sick, and sometimes she would treat them herself. If it's too bad, she might send them to the hospital, or might get the parents to pick the kid up to go rest at home, or whatever the case is. So that's the other thing that we have in my school. And then we also have a studio, like a proper fully equipped studio with like 3 cameras from different angles, with with the backdrop and the light, and like it's a proper, like this is where you would record. Like if I wanted to shoot my videos there, if they would allow me, it would be cool, because like that's how well equipped the studio is. Now this is for when they're making like announcements. It would be from that room. It would be from that room. And even when they do fire drills very often, so they would do the announcements from there, and then the information would be distributed to all the classes rather via the speakers on the intercom rather. So that's something that I thought was super cool about my school. And then what else do we have? Okay, let's move on to the next thing. The next thing is, let me just talk about my class. So the English class, as you walk in, it has like a theme. It has a proper theme. And this, I notice, is only with the English class. The other classes are normal classes, also well resourced, but they don't have themes like in the English classroom. So as you walk in, it's clear that this is the English class. And we have, so on the outside the class, we have an airport theme with telephone and a waiting area. It's like you're in an airport, like you're walking in an airport. So that I thought was really cool. And then you walk in the class, and we have like each wall or parts of the wall have different themes where English conversations would happen, you know, outside, of course. So we have one part of the wall that has a fast food restaurant, a post office, a book cafe. What else do we have? And then we have like the world map. We have two big world maps. We have clocks around there. We have maybe 6 clocks that have the main cities in the world with the different times of proper. It's like, it's encouraging of English conversation. So that's something that I thought is really smart of the Korean school, or maybe it was my English teacher that did all of that to help encourage English conversations a bit more in the classroom. So now this is the classroom. Now we have, each kid has their own desk, of course, that's normal, standard. Now we have an overhead projector at the back, and then we have a screen. Now a lot of our teaching happens on this screen. We use the screen every day for everything. So we're always preparing PowerPoints for our teaching, you know, PowerPoints every day, everything happens from there. And then we can slide we have a whiteboard that you can slide over the screen for the kids to, when we're writing stuff, we're writing on this whiteboard that you can slide over. And behind that whiteboard is a green board, which is one of the oldest types of boards that we used to write from. So we just use to block the stuff that we keep behind the walls, because we have shelves too as well, where we keep all extra things. So we have like clocks that we keep, we have toys that we keep, balls for when we're playing, dices, everything that we have. We even have small boards for when, like, so we have small whiteboards for when we put them into groups. We have aircon behind, chair, and then we have 2 monitors. So the one monitor is connected to the screen, which is where we do our teaching on for the kids to see, and then the second monitor is private for the teacher. So the teacher could be doing their own thing, school preparation or whatever it is, and then you may be showing the kids something else on the screen. So that's something that I thought is really cool. Obviously we have speakers as well. What else do we have? Speakers, and then we have the telephone as well. And I think all the classes have a telephone, which I thought is really cool. So like, I remember this one time my mentor teacher had an issue with the one boy in grade 4, and she called his homeroom teacher, and he respects his homeroom teacher. So yeah, like this, it makes for easy communication between the teachers as well. You don't have to send a kid to go get something, or you can just make a call right here. What else do we have? So that's just the structure of the classroom. And this is a public school, but we also have candies as well for when we playing games with the students and we need to give them prizes. We get candy for them. We stock up on candy like crazy. And then I'll move on and talk about the benefits of being in a Korean school, in my school. So the kids, so this is an elementary school, is free. Mostly elementary schools are free, so the kids don't pay school fees. I think it's the same for middle school as well, except my mentor teacher made an example that maybe they might be asked to pay maybe like a small amount every month for certain things, like to run the school, but the school gets most of the funding, but then parents might be asked. This is only in elementary school, but in my school, elementary school, there's no school fees. They're not asked to contribute towards anything. The lunch too is free, and they eat the same lunch that we teachers do, except the teachers are asked to pay. The teachers have to pay for the lunch that they have every day. So you pay according to the number of times that you have the lunch in a week. So I'm only at school all day on 3 days a week, so I have lunch 3 times a week. Before it was only just 2 times a week. So, but they never really charged me, to be honest. They've only charged me once. So yeah, and I'm not complaining. So yeah, and the lunches are really, really good, guys. I'm gonna try, because you can't keep me from taking pictures of my own lunch. And yeah, so I might show you guys the types of lunches that we have, but they're proper Korean food, like every day, all day, with all the nutrients that you need. Really, really enjoyable lunch. And then next is that school starts at 9. School starts at 9. Most schools in Korea start at 9, but teachers in my school, and this is obviously maybe different according to schools, provinces, or whatever, but school starts at 9 in my school, but teachers are supposed to be there 1 hour before school starts, 1 hour before your lesson. So if I'm supposed to be having my first lesson at 10:30, I need to be at school at 9:30. But I've been struggling with this so much that my mentor teacher then said to me, I see you struggling, I'm actually also struggling. She told me that she's also struggling to be there an hour before, but can I at least push for 30 minutes before? So I've been really, really trying. I'm there like 25 minutes before, guys. And that's me doing my best, considering that it's winter here. It's not winter yet, but guys, it's extremely cold. It's extremely cold. And anyway, you're supposed to be there an hour before. Now, here's the cool thing about this. Korean kids are never absent, never late. But if they are absent, if they're not at school, so the school starts at 9, but the first bell would ring at 8:55. And then the homeroom teacher would take them to their first class to be there before class starts at 9. So they would then take the register with the homeroom teacher before the 8:55, or in between the 8:55. Now, here's what I really, really like, and this is something that I think we as South Africans could steal from if we could make it work. I think this is something that's really, really cool to try, especially in primary school, to reduce the number of kids that go missing every day. The homeroom teacher would take the register. If the kid is not there, they're never late. So if the kid is not in class when they're taking the register, the homeroom teacher would call their parents immediately. So the homeroom teacher would take the rest of the kids to their first class, and then she would immediately he would, I speak about she because most of the teachers at my school are ladies. Women, we only have like 2, 3 at the best, at the most 2. I think it's the PE teacher and the music teacher. Those are the only male teachers that we have in my school. So the homeroom teacher would then call the parents to find out where the kid is. Is the kid coming to school today? Why is the kid late? If the kid is late, which is very, very rare. Very, very rare. The kids are never late. So that's something that I thought is really, really cool, because then that way you don't wait till the end of the day or the following day to find out why were you absent yesterday. I think it's a great way to find out exactly where the kid is before the kid is sent off to another country, another province. It's a nice way of reducing the number of kids that go missing every day. So make the call first thing when you realize that the kid is not at school. And then what haven't I spoken about? Korean kids, elementary kids don't wear uniform. Sometimes middle school kids don't wear uniform as well, but high school kids would definitely wear uniform. And now this is something that I didn't know, because I'd never seen high school kids around my area. Selok ngafike Korea, for as long as I've been here, I've never seen uniform in my area. Now this is because my mentor teacher explained that they would knock off at 4. This is way after I've left school every day. So that's why I never see them. And also straight after school, they would go to a hagwon or extra classes. Now this is of course depending on their parents. But most of them would attend extra classes after school until 9 every single day of the year. Which means they are at school from 9 to 9 every day. And that's why Korean kids are sometimes so tired. They really work hard, guys. Imagine being at school every day from 9 to 9. Yeah. And then next, what haven't I spoken about? But those are just some of the things that I've noticed about studying in Korea. Also, my school typically ends at, so the last class would typically be 1 hour after lunch. And now obviously this is depending on the school, on the grade, and on the day. But most classes end at 2:10, and then we have extra classes after that. So the kids are still at school, but they're now attending extra classes within the school until 4. So the last 2 lessons would be extra classes. So this is when I see them for my reading classes. Some go to music classes. I don't know what other extra classes they are, but I know that after 2 is when my reading classes would start. So that's the other thing. But of course, this is subject to change according to classes, grade, and day. And then next, what else do we have here? We have the fire drill at least twice a month. So the kids know exactly what to do if in case of a fire at any day in the school. They do these drills very, very often, but I've never actually done them with them. My mentor teacher just lets me sit in the class and I get a free lesson like that. And then I forgot to say that we have a printer as well. So we have a printer in the teacher's room, but we have our own we have our own printer in the class as well. So that's one of the other cool resources. So, but the one that we have in the class, it prints in black and white, and the one that we have in the teacher's room, we have 2. One prints in color and the other one prints in black and white. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is that the inclusivity. The school is very inclusive. So in South Africa, we have what they call special schools. Now, for the longest of time, until I actually spoke to my mentor teacher, I believed that Korea doesn't have special schools, because we have differently abled kids in my school. Some use wheelchairs, some have Down syndrome, and they are very much a part of the normal teaching and learning, like all the other kids. And that's why I thought that maybe all Korean schools are that inclusive. But she told me that no, these kids are in our school because I guess they are normal. It's just that physically they aren't normal, but they can work the same as other kids. And what I appreciate about this is how supportive the other kids are. They are very, very supportive. So one of the kids has a helper that is there with them, helping them with their wheelchair, helping them so they write a lot of their work on their tablet, and the helper is there with them in all the classes to help them with how they learn. And then the other kid doesn't have a helper but gets help from the other kids every single day. It's so beautiful to watch. I was so confused the one time. I ended up asking my mentor teacher if the girl that always used to help this boy rather, with his wheelchair in and out of the classroom. I asked if they were siblings, and my mentor teacher said no, they just classmates. And it's just so beautiful to see this because they are extremely supportive. Korean kids are very loving, very accepting, even of me, but even amongst each other. It's really beautiful how much they support each other. They don't write exams. There's no such things as exams. Of course, we have tests, and right now we're busy writing tests because we're coming to the end of the year, but you don't fail those tests. They just want to see your progress, and you don't repeat a grade because you don't fail, because there are no exams. I have next that there's no corporal punishment, which we have also cancelled. There shouldn't be any type of corporal punishment even in South African schools as well, but here in Korea there really is no form of corporal punishment whatsoever. So you can't even make the kids stand at the back, you're just like, you know what, go stand at the back. You can't even do that. You certainly, like, I know some schools back home would maybe make the kids kneel in front of the class or at the back of the class. We don't do any of that here, but sometimes there is a kid that has, I don't know, I think she takes some form of medication, so she sleeps a lot. She's always very, very tired. So sometimes my mentor teacher would tell her to stand up if she wants to, so that she could wake up, and be part of the lesson. But even then, we'd never ever force anything. Like, the kids have free will. They can do whatever they want, of course with discipline measures in place, but you never force Korean kids to do anything. Well, at least that's the case in my school. Then the last thing I have here is that we have camp. We have summer camp and in August and winter camp in January. So schools are closing soon, but when schools close, we have camp straight after schools, during the school holidays. So some kids come, some kids don't. So I haven't had camp because in my last vacation, what was supposed to be my last camp, my school was under renovations. So we didn't have camp, but I still had to attend and desk warm for the whole month. Other kids or other schools would have camp for maybe 2 weeks. So the school has a holiday for a whole month, but would have the 2 weeks in between that month, they would have camp, and then the week before, week after, they would have free, which is really, really cool, because then some teachers then get to have those weeks off. But my school's camp is going to be a month long, so I'm going to be at school for the whole month, which is just one of the downside of being in my school. But my school is great. It's just that they have camp for the whole month. So yeah, I look forward to camp because I haven't had camp yet. So my mentor teachers told me to write down whatever equipment or material that I need for camp, so that we can order now. It gets here before beginning of camp, which is going to be towards the end of December. So those are some of the things that I noted about schooling in Korea. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what what you liked most about things that I shared in this video, what stuck out to you the most, what you just let me know what your thoughts are. If you're in a school here in Korea, again, I would like to know how it is in your school. You know, what do you guys have, what don't you guys have, what's special about your school? So yeah, don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell as well, so that you're notified every time I upload, like I'm about to in the next day or so. That's how quick I am. I shoot, edit, upload. You guys must appreciate that about me, eh? I'm getting ladies, like immediately when I shoot. This is probably gonna be up tomorrow, but I really did enjoy shooting this, and I hope you guys love it as well. Enjoy the rest of the week. Have an amazing weekend. Stay safe and blessed. Bye.